First and foremost, I want to give all the honors and the praises and the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, Baisham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahabakar Kwadash. Name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence and honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days, because we're living in the last days of the last days. And some exciting times. We're living in exciting times right now. You know what? Look at the things that certain brothers were speaking about. Now there's new what? Dossiers, intel, information, over 1,000 pictures of who? Of Epstein, right? With different pictures. The picture, Prince Andrew, they got, I think it's some young child, or I don't know, laid out on the floor, and he's basically in a foreplay position. All this coming out now. See? This is why we say, whatever's in darkness shall come to light. The Lord brings everything to light. Thousands of pictures are being brought out. Right? New people are being indicted now. Bill Gates was on one of the pictures. Right? So listen. That's why, again, trust in the process. That's why you got to trust in that process, man. The Lord is righteous. His words are faithful. Right? His words are faithful. And the elect are not breaking, man. No matter who you send, you can send all these cars. We're going to speak about that. We're going to speak about that. This is real. We're going to start from Proverbs 24 and 8. He who plots to do evil will be called a schemer. So if you're plotting to do evil, you're a schemer. And there's a lot of schemes out here. A lot. There's a lot of schemes. You got time for the Bible? There's a lot of schemes. There's a lot of deception that happens within the society. A lot. Okay? So it says, do not be envious. I'm moving too fast. The devising of foolishness is sin. So what you're going to learn is even people out here devising foolishness. Devising it. Planning it. Okay? And it says, is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to men. So you got certain people that are scoffing. That's an abomination. Okay? And yeah, they're going to do things. We're going to go into it. Things are going to be done around you. We're going to go into the hive mind technology. These people are recruited. They're recruited. They've sold their soul. This is 1st, 2nd Peter's 3. And we're going to jump straight to 3. Knowing this first, that scoffers will come in the last days. So you're going to have people talking smack, which is part of the program, walking according to their own lust and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So people are in that spirit. Well, nothing's happened. Everything is still the same. So they're continuing in that wickedness. Why? Because nothing can't happen to them. So they're going to continue on doing evil until something happens. See, a lot of people, because they think they can go unseen, but they're not going unseen. The Lord's revealing everything in these last days. Everything. How you have groups, how you have people, bro, that secretly watch us, which we're not even going to get in concern with that anymore. All we have to do is just teach the word. You got people doing secret codings, signs, symbols. These are known as the gatekeepers. They're the gatekeepers of this society. In other words, they're Freemasons. So they want to try to shut doors and make you feel like you're not welcome That's good. Because guess what that's doing? They're helping to separate us from them, the world. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ill forget. By the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, by which the world that existed perished, being flooded. So the same way there was the old flood, it's going to be a flood, but this time it's going to be with fire. And these people are going to get caught up in that fire. Right? This is a program. And we're going to go into that as well. You're probably thinking, what's happening? I know a lot of you are thinking, what's happening? There's different technologies. There's people that are watching you. Guess how that's being done? Have you ever heard of a virtual gaming? Through technology. We're going to go into it. Right? You want some type of virtual reality gaming, which is run by the elites, right? And they've got everybody on it. Okay, so people are playing a game. This is like a hunt down program. But guess what? If you're not acting like you're hunted, then it don't work. You see what I'm saying? If you're acting like you're hunted, then it's going to work. So you need to get out of that and remain in the scriptures. And stop playing other people's games. Because it's ain't a game. This ain't a game, bro. You've got people playing out here, bro. Look at the Epstein files, man. But guess what? Guess how much more names are going to come out now? You're going to have people in British that are going to be named as well. Named and shamed. Okay? They're going to be named and shamed. These cars that are driving past, they're involved in something dirty as well. All these cars, right? I've told you how this works, how this thing works. Right? It's for compliance. These are cult members. These are Satanists. These are drinkers of blood. These are, the peds. You even got ped cults out here as well. One of them just got exposed. Epstein. Now they're Bill Gates. Hillary Clinton. So you're telling me if that's happening in the States, tell me it ain't happening in the UK. Same thing, bro. Look at these zombies, bro. You just got zombies walking about. Clueless. Right? Bunch of zombies. Walking about like zombies. This is what happens when your brain gets hijacked by Satan. This is what happens, man. Then they try to set up little plots and little schemes. This is being done through technology. And they have the army that's backing them as well. And the police, and the judges, and the hospital systems. Bro, the Lord's going to do a resetting. Talking about reform. That means you have to change everything. That means you have to change everything. You're going to have to change the hospitals. You're going to have to change the judges. You're going to have to change everything. You're going to have to change the school system. Everything. Because from what I'm presenting and what the scriptures are presenting, the kingdom is not right. Look what's being presented before you. Just watch my videos. Have a glimpse of what's going on around me. Don't focus on it, but have a glimpse. They're controlled. They're controlled by them spirits, man. And not just that, they're controlled by technology. It's witchcraft and technology, right? And scapegoating, because Satan needs a sacrifice. Have to realize this. Have to realize this, man. And what they're trying to do is demonize brothers. We're gonna let this come out. Bunch of demonic parasites, man. All the noise. Let me tell you something. All the noise campaigns, everything you see is being orchestrated and weaponized against brothers. Everything. Right? Everything. Why? Because you're speaking truth. Because you're speaking truth, that's why. And people don't like it, so you're going to see the joggers. You're going to see the cult members. You're going to see school teachers. You're going to see utility workers. You're going to see the police in the cop covering things up. You're going to see nurses, corrupt nurses. You heard about that doctor as well that's going to be imprisoned. 90 children operating upon, destroying them. All these things are coming out now. That's why I would say stay firm in the words. All these things are coming out. Go and bring out this good gospel, man. Casting down them strongholds. Let's go. Everything is staged. Everything. Right? Everything is being staged. They want you to see what they want you to see. You got to understand this. They want you to see what they want you to see. So this is why when you go about your day, switch it up. And when you switch it up, they get very irritated because they've planned things for you to see. So when you're not there, they start crumbling, self-destructing, because it's a pyramid system. We're breaking that all that confusion is being broken off. All of it. All your witches as well. You send your witches. You can send your witches dressed in black. That's not going to stop the truth. At all. This program is run by people that have a lot of money. And a lot of funding. It's funded. And there's a lot of tech involved as well. Mind control technology that they're using. But if you don't know this, then you're not going to be able to advance. If you don't know this stuff, they're always going to, oh, another thing. They're always going to have a car. They're always going to have a car, always. They're always going to have a car somewhere pulled up watching you. Always. Always. Right? There's always going to be one or two people watching you. See what else we got. Baba Kishar. Oh, that's the same geezer. I know geezer. Oh, Kishar. Bro, Baba Kishar, so like I said, sometimes some things you got to laugh off, man. Baba Kishar. It's like this program. There's certain protocols to it, man. Okay? It's like everybody's looking in one direction. Yeah, get him. He's the one. Get him. It's that type of energy. It's hive mind. Scriptures tell you, let's go to Matthew 24. Let's cast down these strongholds. Matthew 24 and 23. If anyone says to you, look here, it's Mashiach, or there, do not believe it. For Mashiach, false Mashiachs and false prophets will rise and show great signs. So in these last times, you're going to see signs and false prophets and false miracles from the New Age and all that. You were going to see that. And it says, and great signs. So what are them signs? Them signs are based on deception. That's the signs. Signs of deception. Right? That's being done through tech. This is tech that's doing this stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's called groupthink. These people they're linked in. They're linked in with the algorithm. So when you're going somewhere, guess what's happening? The algorithm. You got an algorithm that's showing people how much times you went to that store. How much times you done a U-turn. Bro, it knows. It's a graph. This is the new system in play. It's the mark of the beast, the new world order. But there's certain men and certain women, right, that are not a part of that, a part of Satan's kingdom. So this technology is dangerous. The godfather of it, I forgot his name, I was watching yesterday about the godfather of technology. And how he says it's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous because this technology is it's predicting things. It's predicting patterns, whereabouts, thinking processes, cognitive processes. This is being about technology. So this is what they're using as leverage, the community as leverage to try to map out your movements. That's why you have to move about, and stay in the scriptures, because ultimately they can't map the mind of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So our mind has to be within these scriptures. Everybody, I would say 95% of the public are under this technology. 95% of the public. This is algorithms, right? Algorithms is predictive. They can leapfrog. Say if you beat that, they have something called leapfrog. Leapfrog is getting getting in front of you before you get to that place, right? They want to make it impossible for you. This is leapfrog technology right here, right? So that's how they're able to get in front of you just before you get to a certain place. This is real technology. Real. And they have to code it. Look at this woman tying her. Look at this woman tying her laces. That's some occult. That's some occultism. That's some occultism. She's a witch. Yeah, tie your shoelaces. That means I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with him. Fuck you, Baba Kisha. They do that. This is occultic technology. This is witchcraft. I know every one of their codings, every one of their signs. And as she tied her shoelaces, she looked at that window. They're connected. Now, different times, brothers. You have to move different. Baba Kishar, with a little witchcraft, man. May that return back up on you. These people, they're looking for a scapegoat. They're looking for someone to blame. And it says, and false prophets shall rise with great signs. Great signs. Them signs is that technology, man. That's the signs. Technology which is deceiving the masses. Right? That's them great signs. Right? Yeah, man. These wait. Scripture talk about the unclean frogs, man. That were given power to work miracles. Them unclean spirit like frogs. That's called witchcraft. It's called magic. That's what's operating this. What's operating this is witchcraft. But you're not in the middle of it. You're rebuking it. So them things can't touch you. You have to believe you're protected by the Lord Yahweh Shai. You are divinely protected. Isaiah 44:17, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Keep believing. And false prophets shall rise and show great signs and wonders. And deceive, if it possible, even the elect. So guess what? This is catered to deceiving the elect. That's who it's catered to. It's directed to the elect, the hopeful elect. Because everybody else is deceived already. So there'll be no need to deceive them. So those people that are in deception, their whole thing is to deceive us. All those people that are in deception, their whole thing is to deceive us. Or try to deceive us. This is why you're seeing what you're seeing. You're going to see gaslighting. You're going to see these cars that drive past. One will go straight. One will turn right. Revving engines. All of that. You're not paranoid. You're aware. You're aware. Spiritually aware. So you got demons jumping into these men. You got demons. But that's what you gotta say. Remember, the Lord's in control. Yahweh is in control. These like they're trying to bend. They're trying to bend your mind. The gaslighting is done because they want you to doubt yourself and what you're speaking and what you're seeing. They don't want to deal with the truth. See, I've told you beforehand. Therefore, if they say to you, look, he's in the desert, do not go out. But they're doing that already. And we ain't even got to this time. They're doing that already. Communication, phone, notification. Please, we got this person in the area. Would you please keep an eye on him? I thought, they're being deceived already. They're being deceived already. It says it, Baba Kasha. It says it. And it says, check this out. See, I've told you beforehand. Therefore, if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or look, he is in the inner rooms. Do not believe it. But as the light comes, lightning comes from the east and flashing to the west. So also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For wherever the carcass is, where the eagles will be gathered together. So wherever the elect are, Yahabashah, wherever Yahabashah is, the elect are going to be there. Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of heavens will be shaken. Then shall the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven. Then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So this is where the elect are going to be gathered, from one end to the other, from the east to the west. Now learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So there's the indications, because the leaves are blooming. That's how you would know summer is near. Okay? And it says, so you also, when you shall see these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So you know these things are very near now. Check this out. You see? You see? You see what I mean? Baba Kishar. This kingdom's, bro, is flawed, bro. There's too much holes within this. There's too much holes within this kingdom. Woman just pulls up in her car, goes and parks into her flat. Come on, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. It's amazing. The people that you think are controlling you, they're not controlling. You're controlling them. Right? Everything is scripted. Everything is scripted. Everything. Got to understand that. And it says, therefore, check this out. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds of heaven to the other. So that's what the Lord's going to do. Gather his elect from the four winds. And then you got this woman there. You got this woman looking out the window now. You got to see. People get notified, bro. This is being done through technology, bro. They just believe. They didn't believe in anything now. If they get a message saying, oh, run in front of the car. They run in front of the car. If they get the notification, say it to them, touch your toes. They touch their toes. That's what they're going to do, man. Right? Because they worship Satan. They're doing Satan's bidding, man. Right? That's what they're doing, Satan's bidding. These are the gatekeepers. And it's funny I say that, because guess what? This is a gate. Right? So they're doing Satan's bidding. Right? What are you going to be doing? Excuse me, if I may ask you, are you going to be slamming up the thing? No. No slamming? Because I'll move if you need me to. I'll move somewhere else. Alright. So this is part of the scriptures, brothers. Right? We got a lot of eyes on us, a lot of eyes. Okay? But you got to stay mentally in the right place. They're the gatekeepers, the Freemasons, the warlocks. But the scripture says, upon Peter have I built this church. It says that, all right? And the gates of hell shall not prevail. Okay? It's all witchcraft, man. It's all many people are witches, man, and warlocks, man. Probably doing some juju or something. Some voodoo. Yeah, they're finished, man. If they don't get right with the Lord, they're going to be destroyed, man. Coming over here with that voodoo rubbish. You know what I'm saying? So it says, I'm trying to check this out. And it says, but of the day and hour knoweth knows, not even the angels of heaven. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when the Lord's coming back. No one knows. The only one that knows is Yahweh Shai. Well, not even that, Yahweh Shai. Only the Father knows. And that's what we're waiting for. The return of Yahweh Shai. Patiently waiting for that time, for that moment. He comes to deliver us from this hellhole. See what else we got. Sure. Let's see what else we got.
Try to lift it up. Somebody take it off. Yeah, it's the fire brigade.
Yeah, all the days they could be doing this, they do it today as well. You see what I'm saying? Bro, it's Satan sending his minions, man. You know what I'm saying? Alright?
Yeah, that's how we have it. All right, then, now we're good. Nice one.
You people with their dark energies, man. Let's go to Revelation 16. And it says, Revelation 16 and 4. When the third angel poured out his bowl on the rivers and springs of water and became blood. And I heard the angel of the water saying, you are righteous, O Lord Yahweh Shai, and one who is, and who was, and is to be, because you have judged these things. So we got an ultimate judge. And guess who that judge is? Yahweh Shai. And it says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets, and you have given them blood to drink. And it says, for it is their just due. So the Lord's coming back for that vengeance, man. Okay? And I heard another from the altar saying, even so, Lord Yahweh Shai, power, almighty, true and righteous are your judgments. So every judgment from the scriptures, they're righteous, they're true. This is true. This word is faithful and true. It's faithful. We're getting into that prophecy. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Go to 2nd Ezra 15. 2nd Ezra 15. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. This is all prophecy. Current events, things that are happening. Right? Which I will put in your mouth. Thy mouth, saith the Lord. So he's putting these words in our mouth. These are not our own words. Because when you go to Luke 21, what does it say? It says, I will put these words in thy mouth. So that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shai is doing. Giving us those holy oracles, man, of Yahweh Shai. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. I love that. Faithful and true. So guess what we can do? Believe on it. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Yeah, there's a lot of imaginations There's a lot of thoughts against us. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Right? People's thoughts, what they're thinking, what their next moves are. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. You got this man in his house. So let them trouble, let that not move you. Okay? It says it. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Oh, they speak against you, but that can't stop you, can it? Key thing that speaks against thee. So yeah, they're gonna speak against you, but what can they stop the word of the Lord coming forth? They can't. Can they stop prophecy? Can they stop the Lord's Yahweh's return? No, they can't. Those that speak against thee. And it says, Mabakasha, for all the unfaithfulness shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all those that are being unfaithful, they're going to die in their unfaithfulness. Can't say we never warned you. Right? And it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's what's coming to a city, to a town near you. And it says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord Jehovah, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things, which they wickedly exercise themselves. So you got people that are exercising themselves in what? In wickedness. So therefore, the Lord's going to come through with some swift judgments. Right? Okay? The Lord's coming with them swift judgments. Okay? You can't stop this word. You can't stop this word. Okay, sure. Listen. See what else we got? And it says, I will hold my tongue no more. So the Lord wants us to speak. We're also going to go to Isaiah 62 and we're going to go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Isaiah 60, I believe it's 61. Isaiah. Right? Actually, Salakia 62. For Zion's sake, I will not hold my peace. I'm not holding my peace. I'm not shutting up. Right? And for Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest. We're not going to rest right now. Right? For Jerusalem, we're not going to rest. Our rest is in the Lord, Yahushua. Okay? Until her righteousness goes forth as brightness. So in other words, until Yahushua comes. And it says, and a salvation as a lamp that burns. But then shall see your righteousness and all the kings of your glory. So all the nations are going to see that glory of the Lord Yahushua and his magnificence. We're also going to go to Ezekiel 3. So we got Ezekiel 3. And it says, Ezekiel 3 and 16. Now it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord Yahushua came to me saying, Son of man, I've made you a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore hear a word from my mouth. So we're watchmen. So what are we supposed to be doing? Watching. We're supposed to be watching, guarding, with fidelity. And it's heavy that I'm at the gates right now. You got some gates. That's heavy. We are them spiritual watchmen. Guarding, with fidelity, warning you, looking out, giving you the news. Right? Waterloo newsmen. Right? And it says, a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore hear a word from my mouth and give them warning from me. So when we're out here, we're also warning people as well. That's what the watchmen were designed to do. That's what they were set up to do. To watch. But watch with fidelity. You got time for the Bible? But to watch with fidelity. Guardsmen, watchmen, important job. Because we were also guarding with fidelity, guarding the city, guarding that town from the enemy. Why have you come in? It was an important job to be a watchman. That's why you would have a watchtower. All those things were important. So now we're going to go back to where we were. When I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give him no warning, nor speak to warn from the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, that same wicked man shall die. Because you warned him. That's why. Right? You've warned him. He shall die in his iniquity. In other words, in his sin. Okay? It says it. That's what it says. That wicked man shall die in their sin. And it says, check this out, that wicked man shall die in his sin. And if you give him no warning nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, that same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will have made at your hand. Yet if you want, so in other words, if you don't warn them, their blood's going to be on your hands. Okay? And it says, yet if you warn the wicked and he does not turn from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But you have delivered your soul. You have delivered a soul. That's why you have to be out here and warn. So the blood's off your hands, man. Once that blood's off your hands, so I told you so, you were warned. And it says, again, when a righteous man turns from his righteousness and commits iniquity and lays a stumbling block before him, he shall die. So you can also have a righteous man that turns from that righteousness and returns back to his own vomit. He shall die in his sin. That's why you have to make sure even your own loved ones, you let them know. So now it's not on you, it's on them. Right?
Yeah.
It's on them. It's on them. That's why it's so important to be out here, teach His word. Huge responsibility, man. Huge. The Lord sent His men out. So we're going to go to Luke, Baba Kisha. We've got Luke. And we're going to go to 21. Luke 21, 34. But take heed. It says it. Take heed to yourselves, lest your hearts be weighed down. With what? With carousing and drunkenness. So let's make sure we're not weighed down by the cares of this world. Carousing, drunkenness, feasting, okay, reveling, centered on the Lord Jehovah Shai and His word. Because He's coming back. You can even feel it in the air. The Lord's returned. The Lord's coming. And with carousing and drunkenness and the cares of this life. So it says the cares of this life. And that day come upon you unexpectedly. So it's going to come upon the people unexpectedly. Right? Brother Kishai, the guy. You see what I mean? Bro, that was all orchestrated, brothers. That was all orchestrated. See? The system, this is the way it's designed. Baba Kisha. And he says, for it shall come as a snare upon all those who dwell upon the face of the earth. So all these things are going to come. Domino effect. Iran. Look what's happening with Iran. I haven't really, I need to stay in tune what's going on within Iran. A lot of things are happening. So much things now. Right? For it shall come as a snare upon those who dwell upon the face of the whole earth. A trap. All these things are going to happen. So the prophets, they're out here to warn you of these things before it happens. That's their job. That's their duty. Right? What a watchman, spiritual watchman, guarding you, saying, don't take that chip. Don't take the mark of the beast. Don't do that. But you do have a choice. And most people, guess what they choose? Evil. Excuse me just a minute. That's what they choose. They'd rather choose the evil. Why? Because men love darkness rather than light. You gotta choose a side. There is no middle ground. You're either for evil or you're either for good. There's no middle ground. Verse 36, watch. Therefore, watch. When you're watching, you're circumspect. Watch the news. Filter it through the scriptures. Watch the things that are going on around you, the current events. Watch, therefore. Right? Yahushua was always heavy on that. Watching. Right? Always heavy on that. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. For the spirit is weak. The spirit is weak. So like the flesh is weak, but the spirit is, the flesh is weak indeed, right? But the spirit is willing. See, they need to get gone now. They're going to get gone. This is how the system works. They were told, innit? Remember, it's a network. Satan has a network. You get gone, man. Get gone. It's a network. Right? Get gone. Baba Kishore. Yeah, get gone. Get gone. Baba Kishore. That was a maintenance worker. You see? Satan, bro. Satan's got his eyes on brothers. You become a threat to the kingdom of darkness. I told you, all organized. What's wrong with the fence? No, what's wrong with the gate? Nothing was wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And it says, watch therefore. Pray always. Always praying. Constantly praying. Oh yeah, and another thing, I'm in a smart place right now. There's speed bumps here, so guess what? The cars, they can't speed. They can't speed. Speed bump there. Speed bump here. But you gotta think. You always gotta think ahead. One step ahead. So they can't speed, can they? Fucking idiots. You're fucking idiots, man. Not looking too smart now, are you? Mama can shut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, slow down. Speed bumps are there now. Turn that right. Sit, bro. This is the new system now. This is the new system. Right? Okay. Anyways. And pray always that you may be counted worthy to escape the things that shall come to pass. So we want to be worthy of the Lord, Yahushua. Okay? To escape all these things that shall come to pass. Oh, look at that. Now they pull up in an unmarked taxi now. Come on. You got unmarked taxi. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, good shot. What a sad joke. What a sad joke. Remember, the deceived and the deceiver are his. You're not deceiving me, you're deceiving yourself. Right? You got networks out here, bro. The enemy is scared. That don't happen. That don't happen unless you're a spiritual threat to the kingdom of darkness. They like to use taxis as well and unmarked vehicles, man. Right? Watch therefore and pray always that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Yeah, get out of here. And to stand before the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai. So we want to be worthy to do that. Stand before his presence, as it says, before the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai. It's about being worthy for that. Right? We want to be worthy to stand in his presence. But you know what? What's the time? Hold on. We're going to shut off here, because guess what? The more you travel, the more you get this word out, the more you're freeing certain people from what? The lies and the deception. So I'm going to shut off here. This is a nice spot. I'm not going to lie. This is a good spot. It's a very good spot. You know why? Because they got the speed bump. They can't speed. All right, remember, you got to think one step ahead. Always think one step ahead. When you're thinking one step ahead, at least you know, well, you got that one. But you know what? That's of the Lord. The Lord controls everything. So I'm going to shut off here. On to the next one. Shalom. Shalom.